Hello and welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time since our last upload, so I hope you're excited. In this video, we're playing Rogue Mage Priest with my good buddy Cartoonz. We start off the game by sapping the mage so he can't invis, and I throw a blind on the shaman because he's in combat. Me and Cartoonz open up, I tricks with the trade him, and we start doing some damage to the mage. The mage trinkets and temporal shields, getting ice form up, and trying to do as much damage as possible. We're trying to shut him down here so that he doesn't get very many frost bolts off with ice form up, because that's how he generates his big glacial spike. My second roll of bones, I get cooldown reduction, and they start to burst into me, so I tell my teammate that I'm going to Cloak of Shadows, but reset the cooldown via Dreadblades. We're starting to get some really good pressure on the mage here, as my priest lands a fear. The fear comes out, and I tell my teammates that I'm going to be able to stun off of that fear and to just deal damage. The mage is forced to ice block. As I stun, the shaman trinkets, I blind his trinket as we dispel the ice block, and we kill the mage. Our next match is against RPS. I start off the game by trying to sap the shaman who is in combat, so I mark for death, roll the bones, and open up on the priest. Cartoonz lands a polymorph on the shaman and gets adaption, and I get feared, so I'm not able to blind out. I just chill out in this fear, because I am absolutely terrified of this priest. I land a blind on the shaman, think about stunning the rogue, but he's already in a poly, so we just go on the priest and get dispersion with Cartoonz' big dick damage. I get hit by a small stun, and waddle my way over to the rogue, touch the priest once I'm in range, but get stunned once more. At this point, they silence our priest, and Siphene comes out. Siphene needs to die immediately. It reduces healing drastically, and if I just let the Siphene sit there and turret, I will definitely lose the match. I see the shamans casting Hex on me, and I know for sure that I'm not the kill target, so I just Cloak of Shadows. I roll cooldown reduction once more, and I pop all my coolies into the priest, because I'm able to reset the CD on blind from 50 seconds and get a full blind on the shaman. Here we're pretty much close to winning the match. If we can land any form of CC out of that blind, we're good. The shaman's in combat, so my sap is a little bit late. I don't know if it was the combat or if I just suck, but we get a half fear into a stun, which is a bit of an overlap because Cartoonz was already polymorphing, so that was my bad. But Cartoonz carries with his big dick damage once more, and we win the match. This next game is a little bit awkward. I get knocked out of stealth as I land a sap, I stun the demon hunter and start DPSing into it. My first roll of bones, I do get cooldown reduction, so I throw my blind out after that second poly lands, and continue to DPS into the demon hunter. I'm saving my Curse of the Dreadblades until his evasion is down, so that I'm able to fully utilize the combo point, you know? If I was just spamming Saber Slash into him and not able to run through because of the dodge, then it'd be a complete waste of Dreadblades. So I pop some cooldowns and I start reducing my cooldowns via Dreadblades, DPSing into the guy as I do. My blind is coming up in 10 seconds now, even though the guy's just coming off DR. Doesn't seem to be really getting anywhere on this demon hunter though. Cartoonz is forced to ice block. I gouge the monk and I get stunned, but feint is up so I should be okay. I make my way over to the monk and I throw a blind onto him and start doing some damage to the demon hunter with Cartoonz. Cartoonz gets gripped over by our priest and he lands a polymorph out of that blind, which gets us really close to killing the demon hunter. I go to sap out of it because Cartoonz wasn't able to cast, and my fucking greed procced right as I vanished to sap. So it broke my sap, which I decided to compensate with a cheap shot. It doesn't matter all that much because Cartoonz is able to land a polymorph out of the cheap shot, but it's pretty shitty because the demon hunter got topped and they casted the bubble thing, so yeah. Thank you, Greed, for ruining our kill attempt. But it's not all over yet. I'm trying to relieve some pressure off Cartoonz with that stun on the monk. We've got the barrier down, reducing damage he's taking. I'm popping my defensive CDs just so I don't get cleaved, because like I feel at this point all the healing should be focused on Cartoonz. We're really actually just like flopping around, hoping to get some CC here. As you can see, when I don't have cooldown reduction, it's harder for us to initiate with a blind, right? Makes it a lot more difficult. They land a fear out of that poly, and I blind the monk, the Windwalker, because I was really scared for Cartoonz there. He really didn't look like he was doing so well. This game, honestly, it's hard to commentate over this. It really is. I'm actually just standing in one place, like turreting damage into the demon hunter, and it's very boring. But you know, we do manage to win, and I'm sorry that the commentary for that game was kind of crappy. Well, my friends, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're looking forward to some more Outlaw Mage videos, because I've been playing a little bit of Outlaw Mage with Cartoonz, And the reason I haven't been making any guides or anything like that on it is because the spec is getting gutted in 7.1.5. The cooldown reduction will no longer affect blind or any of your defensive cooldowns, and that was literally the bread and butter of how we were playing this comp. So when I found out that it was getting nerfed, I'm like, I could make a guide that will be relevant for 2 weeks, or I can just wait till next patch and see how the meta plays out and start producing content from there. Because honestly, this expansion has just been so difficult for content creators to make guides, because 1 minute they're buffing something by 20%, the next minute they're nerfing your class by 15%. It's just so up and down, and in the cases like Outlaw where they're completely gutting the mechanical aspects of a spec, not just adjusting the damage but actually messing with how the spec operates and functions, it's extremely frustrating from a guide producer's point of view to be making content that's going to be outdated in under a month. Back in other expansions, it went for entire seasons. Now, it's a couple weeks, here and there. It's very, very frustrating. But hopefully things turn up for us in 7.1.5. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.